For a lot of people, shopping for an electronic cigarette is this. Web-based. But that's changing. Right, so I've just Skyped Darren at Safercigs to say that I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there, but what time I'm going to be there. So I'm setting off, and the GPS, which is also my phone, says that I'm going to be there at 12:45. That's 82 miles. So my wife sort of failed to see why I was so excited about today. Driving 82 miles somewhere just to film something. I said to her, well, I drove 90 miles just to let you back in the house. That was equally pointless. Anyway, I digress. This is very exciting for me because the Southwest hasn't had any local vaping shops. Now I say local, with vaping 80 miles is pretty good considering we predominantly, I have, all my purchases have been either at a vape fest or online. So it feels like a little mini vape meet with one person and a shop. It's great. Hope all these people aren't going to the same place. Daz, we've got to rush on. If I think back to when I started, vaping has come an awful long way. I know that's obvious to say, but I started with a mini kit, which was probably like 49 quid or something. It was very expensive. It came with 2 batteries. It was a little cig-alike which did not work very well. I remember watching a YouTube video from someone called Rusty Lug, and that was probably one of the first videos that I watched. And even then he was modding it with a bit of sellotape, and I just checked out that video before I left, and it's got 1.3 million hits now. So I've gone from that to something like that. That's an MVP with a Kanga MT3. So apart from the fact that it's got lots of more numbers and letters in the title, this sort of journey that I'm doing, or something longer, would have been impossible with that little e-cig. So 3 years later, and I'm driving to an electronic cigarette shop. It's amazing. And it's also slightly ironic that we are just sort of approaching this deadline of the EU. Darren's just bought this shop, he's just set it up, he's obviously invested a lot of time and effort and money and love and everything that we do as vapors. He's got much more invested in it than we do. I mean, the worst thing that can happen to us is that they'll ban it and we'll go back to cigarettes. That is pretty bloody bad, but he loses his job and his income and his, it's massive. It's massive. So I'm going to try and find out as well how he's going to deal with that if the worst were to happen, and also if he's doing anything to try and stop it. So 30 miles in, another 40 to go. So I'm obviously going there to see Darren's new shop, But I'm also going with a bit of a shopping list as well. Hey, I'm a vapor, what can you expect? I'm going to get a few 18490s because I've only got one at the moment. And I'm also going to get some more RY6 and some eye mist atomizers. They sort of missed me. Or I missed them. I missed them. Oh dear. Whoa. 2.5 miles. Good morning, sir. Well, tell us where we are.
We're at Safercigs, new store.
New store.
Or new unit.
And very impressive it is as well. How long have you been open?
Since Monday.
So that's 2 days, 3 days? This is the third day.
Third day.
And business is brisk?
Yes, it's been fantastic. Monday was our busiest day. We had a great day Monday.
So what are you getting today?
I'm getting an iGo L atomizer.
Right. First rebuildable.
It is first one for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a Viva Nova at home, but I've not. I've only just got that a couple of days ago. So this is. I've only stopped smoking a week ago. So.
Wow, getting into rebuildables
Yeah,
straight away.
Well, I did pack up in about 6 months ago, and I had a go then, and I was on the Clearomisers, Vision Egos, and that sort of thing. But yeah, so try and move on a little bit from that. But I've heard these give a really good vapour. So
They do. You need a drip tip with these. They don't come with a drip tip.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
But these are pre-coiled wicks.
right.
All you need to do with these is just unwind the wick off slightly.
Yeah.
You've got 0.2 ohm Camphor wire, and all you've got to do is unwind the coil off and just connect it to your post.
Right.
Very good little drippers, actually. To be fair.
Yeah. Any recommendations on juices?
There's one that we've just had in which is really, really nice. We've got RY6, and that's a nice tobacco. Well, this man will tell you all about RY6.
That's what's in here at the moment.
Is it?
And that's a nice tobacco
Is it?
flavour.
Yeah.
Strong.
I did try it when I did it previously. I did try one of the RY4s. I can't remember where I got it from, but it just tasted absolutely foul to me.
This is 18 milligram. This one.
Right.
Made by Hangso.
How long have you been up here then?
We opened on Monday.
What? Just literally on Monday up here? Oh right. Have you moved premises or something?
Yeah. We moved into it on
Right.
Monday. Give that a blast. That's RY4.
That's not too bad. That's better than the one I think.
That's made by Hangso.
And the guy that we saw you dealing with, only too happy to have a real place. I mean, the web shops are fantastic.
You can't beat real customer service though, and playing with the products and seeing the products. Like you seen, he tested at RY4 Juicy. The last one he tried he didn't like, but this one he tried now, he liked it and bought it. So.
And only been vaping a short amount of time, and getting into rebuildables.
Rebuildables.
Is that the future?
Definitely. It is, isn't it? At the end of the day. Yeah. I mean, the beauty of the twist or the spinners is you can set them at the lowest voltage, put something like a Vision Eagle on there, and just range it. Just keep turning it, vape it, turn it, vape it until you hit your sweet spot. Right. I mean, I could turn around to you and say, my sweet spot's 4.2, for example, and that is my vape range, 4.2 to 4.4. But you could be like 4.4 to 4.6 is your
Everybody's
spot.
got a slightly different taste.
So is this something you're used to, facing the public? Have you had experience of doing this before, or have you been purely web based in the past?
No, I started Safercigs started on the market, Saturday markets at Wimborne. We built up a big client base at Wimborne, so much so that I had to hand it over because the website took over. I've now got 2 girls running my store on Wimborne 3 days a week, and that's doing fantastic trade down there. So the markets are very, very good, and now I've got my shop. We're still extremely busy on the website, So we're combining all three together now.
Great. And show us around then.
Okie dokie. Well, this is obviously the retail area where the customers are come in and we can chat and they can try products and juices and various different things. This is our returns area, so if we do send a product out, it comes in faulty, they return it to us, it gets booked in here, put away, and immediately fresh one, new one dispatched. So that's happens the same day it arrives, so there's no delay. This area here will be our telephone order sales, because we're opening up a telephone sales hotline, so we can take orders over the phone and get the orders out that way. My little photographic area to take photos of my products at the moment, but that's going to be moving. And the heart of the Safercigs operation is the picking and packing area. We've got a decent little process in, and I'll just show you how that works. Orders come in on invoices, and each invoice then is placed into one of these blue trays, where the order will get picked. Once the order's picked, it gets checked, then it gets handed over to Roz, who's in charge of packing, and what she'll do is she'll pack the order by checking it. Once she's checked it, she'll put a stamp on, which is a check stamp, to ensure that the order's correct. It's then packed and then dispatched into the necessary bags, whether it be UK or Europe or first class or whichever way it's going to go. And that's the process we've got going. But down here is where obviously we're all our stock. We've still got a lot of stock to unpack because we've literally just moved in here, and we're waiting on so many deliveries because obviously January was a mind-blowing month for
What, because
sales.
of people making New Year's resolutions?
January virtually wiped me out of stock. It was just incredible. But we've got some stock. But as you can see, what will normally happen is all these shelves be full with my starter kits and disposables. You can see the gaps that we've got available now because the stock's all been sold, like the battery chargers, WP6s, WP2s, SP2s. That's full normally, or will be full once we get the stock in. They've just fetched out a new one, which I'll be getting delivery in a couple of weeks' time. Digital one, very nice. So I'm looking forward to getting them. All our envelopes. But the beauty is now we've got space. We can pick and pack much more efficiently. Obviously all our e-liquids are here. We've got a lot more to put out there, but that's what we've got on the shelves at the moment. All the monthly special bottles, all my big monthly specials that I do, they're all down there.
So how much is that in there, and what is it you've got in your hand there?
That's RY4 18mg. These are £55 for a 500 gram or 470 millilitres, which is the equivalent of 15.6 30ml bottles.
A good saving.
A massive saving. It's a saving of over £150 on them. And I do different flavours each month. We've got Virginia, apple, menthol, chocolate strawberry, RY4 in at the moment. 50ml of menthol sensation. And these are running out the door, these ones.
So you've only got 50 mils in that flavour, or is that?
No, we do 30 mils. We have the 30ml bottles, but we've just brought on 50 mils because that's the biggest bottle.
Across the range? Across
the range of these, yeah. These are the first ones we've had in, and these are running out the door. Menthol sensation at 50ml. They're £12 for 50ml.
Have you got 50 of RY6?
No, not yet.
Oh.
They're coming. The RY6 is coming.
Okay.
But the 50 mils on the premium range juices, because the RY5, RY6 is classed as a premium juice with Hangsen. The biggest bottles they'll do them in is 50 mils. They won't do them in the 500ml bottles.
So you're entirely Hangsen?
Yes. All of these is pure Hangsen. The reason I stay with Hangsen is because it's a trusted supplier of e-liquids. It's all fully tested. You can get any testing documentation off them immediately if you need it. You know, it's all. And if you look at the bottles, they do. The design that my labels are all done for me. They even put tactile stickers on for me now. So it's all and shrink wrap them. So when you get that bottle, it's as it's come from the factory. You know, there's no way that I can interfere with that bottle to put anything else in there or weaken it or thin it down or anything, which we wouldn't do anyway.
So Daz, for the uninitiated vapor, for the new to vaping, this range of stuff is quite daunting. How do you ease someone in to something that can be quite a complex, what seems to be quite complex? How do you get somebody started?
I asked them some leading questions first. I need to find out what their smoking habits currently are. A lot of time I get a phone call and they'll turn around me, the new customer will say, look, I want to quit smoking. I've seen your website, I've heard about your products, I want to buy one of those e-cig thingies. So from that you need to find out what their smoking habits are. If they're a light smoker, i.e. they're smoking less than 10 a day, then I know what kind of kits I'm going to recommend or fit them into. If they're a heavier smoker, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 a day, which a lot of people are, then again I'll fit them into different type of kits and recommend different kits to them. A lot of my customers will say, well, I want one that looks like a cigarette, and then when you explain to them that if I sell you a product that looks like a cigarette and you're a 20 a day smoker, within a week you're going to be ringing me up complaining because the batteries are constantly being charged and you're not getting out of it what you want. So I tell them straight away on the phone that I wouldn't advise that and I won't sell that to them purely on the basis that they're smoking too much. This is what I would recommend. So, but I mean, for the lighter smoker, we've got our disposable range where I've got two different types of disposables. I've got these ones here which are 24 milligram. They're not bad. They're quite good actually. But then I've got the Ritchie range. The Ritchie range is exceptional. I've tested hundreds of disposables and settled on the Ritchie because the Ritchie is the disposable of choice for my customers. From there, the normal type of kits that I'd recommend for an average smoker 15, 20, 25 a day would be a basic starter kit, which is a Joytech 650 milliamp battery. You get a Vision Ego clearomizer, Joytech USB charger, and on the back they have instructions on the back of how to use the product. That will suffice a lighter smoker, medium smoker, and then we move up the range of the kits. Then we do starter kits, which, for example, this is a stainless starter kit, where the kit's more substantive, but it will last them longer, and they'll get a lot more use out of it. Which means that when they do switch over from cigarettes to electronic cigarettes, it's going to be quite easy for them. With these kits you get two batteries, USB charger, and two Vision Ego clearomizers in there, as well as a zip case to keep it all nice and tidy, and some instructions. And these kits are the most successful kits I've got for people switching from tobacco smoking to electronic cigarette smoking.
Now I noticed you said switching, and that really for us at the moment is key, isn't it? I mean, but you must get a lot of people who phone up and say, I want to use one of those electronic cigarettes to quit.
Yeah, when you'd be surprised at how many phone calls I get about people wanting to quit smoking, and I say to them that you've got to explain to them that when you switch to electronic cigarettes, you're not giving up smoking. All these products contain nicotine. What you're doing is you're switching to a healthier alternative, and I go through about 5 minutes of spiel with them just to explain to them that, you know, you're still taking on board nicotine, you're going to get all the pleasures of smoking, none of the associated problems as in all the carcinogens, toxins and metallics that are contained within tobacco cigarettes. You're going to eradicate that completely out of your life. And then I explain to them the benefits of electronic cigarette smoking. You know, help not just health wise, but for people around them, secondhand smoke, smell, that kind of thing. Once they fully understand, the more than ever keen to get a product ordered and get it dispatched, which is where we do our very best to get the orders as soon as they come in. We'll get them dispatched and straight out. And I'd say 95% of our orders, which are dispatched the same day, reach the customer the following morning. Electronic cigarettes, the awareness of it now is increasing, and we're seeing that with a massive increase in business, which is great, because the more people that switch to electronic cigarettes, the less of a drain on the NHS it's going to be in the future with, you know, heart disease and lungs and all that kind of nasty stuff. So,
great.
Electronic cigarettes, the future.
They certainly are. But, and here's the question: you've just set up this fantastic place, but the future isn't certain at the moment with the EU regulations on the horizon. How are you dealing with that?
Well, I mean, the future's uncertain, but the future's uncertain on liquids, on nicotine. These products, there's absolutely no issue with these whatsoever. We're still going to be able to retail these regardless. The issue comes in where the government or the European Commission saying that we as smokers or as ex-smokers, 4 milligram of nicotine contained within a 30ml bottle of juice is going to be sufficient for us, which we all know is just clearly not the case. I can't see it going through, and the reason I can't see it going through is because e-cigs now are gathering pace. The awareness of it is growing, not just in the UK but globally. If you take all the vapors in Europe, all the current vapors in Europe, and all the potential new vapors that are hearing about e-cigs and want to go for this, and all the support that we can muster together, then the European Commission are going to look at this and go, well, we could be making a bad move here. I think at least what they're going to do is say that they are going to regulate, because regulation does need to happen, don't get me wrong, and I'm all for regulation, but they need to stage it and do it in such a way that they phase it in, not just in outright ban, because that would just be wrong. People will just go back to smoking. I mean, if I offered you 4 mg of juice or a packet of 20 Benson Edges, what are you going to do? You're going to go straight to the Benson Edges and you're going to be smoking again. So I can't see it happening. I mean, I'm optimistic and I can't see it happening. If it does happen, then we just have to look at the way in which our business is run. But this will still continue because, for example, e-shisha, 0 mg. I sell a tremendous amount of e-shisha, an awful lot amount of e-shisha. And that's just flavours, and we've just introduced a range of zero nic juice, which is all double concentrate, specifically for the zero nic market, because that's an increasing market also.
Well, it's quite the job, isn't it? Yeah, that's
Precision made by Scion lads.
Yeah.
Did you want Safercigs?
I'll leave it for now, to be honest, and I'll wait. I will wait. That to me is, I don't need anything else because I've got some regular little batteries.
When you start finding your feet with what you want. I mean, obviously you like your DCC tanks. Finding the right juice then becomes the next hurdle.
Yeah.
And it takes a while to settle on your juice. It really does.
Yeah.
At the moment, my favourite is Grant's Vanilla Custard.
No.
I
can't stand it. I have bought some.
Absolutely love it.
I think you're either in the camp of you love it or you hate it, and then, to me,
have you got it with you? Because I'll buy it off you.
So now we've had a look around the shop. Daz is going to show us his top 3 sellers.
Okay, my current top sellers in the budget range is my 0 mg e-shisha sticks. These things are being loved by the public at the moment in the 5 different flavours that they come in. They're selling like hotcakes, and they are producing pretty nice vape and beautiful flavour out of those. In regards to starter kits, what I was saying was for the lower end starter kit would definitely be the Vision Crystal. It's a compact little kit. You get a nice little 400 milliamp Vision Crystal battery on there. You get the Vision Ego, 2 spare mouthpieces, and you also get a host of other goodies with this as well. Apart from instructions, you get a mini lanyard that will attach to the battery, a lanyard to go around your neck, and obviously you've got a USB charger and 2 spare ratties. You stealth vape all day long. Runtime on the battery on that, I mean, that's a 400 milliamp battery, so you're going to get a good 4-hour runtime out of that battery, and that will last a good 4 hours, maybe more.
And the mid-range starter kit.
Best selling mid-range kit we've got is the Vision Ego kit. Without a doubt, this is our most popular seller in relation to new vapors switching over to electronic cigarettes. This is the kit they're going for, and the amount of phone calls and emails that I get with people thanking me that they bought this kit is crazy. With the kit, they get 2 650 milliamp batteries, they get the 2 Vision Egos and USB charge lead, as well as a zip case to carry it all in. It's a simple kit to operate, very simple to set up, very easy to get going. You can be up and running with this when you receive the kit through the door. They can be up and running within 5 minutes on this and be vaping away, and be absolutely surprised at just how good it is. The Visions or the CE4s, the CE5s, they're simple, easy, convenient. You know how much juice you've got on them, and they just work. They just work flawlessly.
And how much is that kit?
This particular kit here is $38.99.
Right, so we've had the starter kit, we've had the mid-range kit. What if you're seriously getting into vaping? What cupboard are you going to show us next?
Once they get into vaping, we often find that a lot of vapers then want to go into either variable voltage vaping or go into the mods or rebuildables, and we cater for those as well. We've got a range of products such as the robust 14500 variable voltage. We've got the lava tubes, we've got the telescopes, and I'll just show you a couple of them, which are both small and compact. One takes an 18350 battery, which will probably last about 3 hours, 3 and a bit hours, depending on how you're vaping it. And then we've got the robust, which is variable voltage, and that takes a 14500 battery, which again you get a 3.5 hour run time out of each battery on it. But it's variable voltage vaping, so you can go from 3.2 to 4.8 volts on this without any issues whatsoever.
Now, the guy that came in, I heard you talking about or maybe it was on the phone, finding your sweet spot.
Yeah.
Variable voltage is key to that, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I mean, we do what's called a vision spinner. Now, with the vision spinner, you can go from 3.3 volts all the way up to 4.8 volts. Now, when I said to him, find your sweet spot, what I recommended he do was turn it down to its lowest point with his Vision Eagle on there and vape it and see what kind of throat hit and flavour he's getting through it, and then just dial it in. Just keep dialing it up until he reaches the point where he gets the perfect vape for him. Once he's reached that point, then look at the voltage that he's got it set to, and that'll be his sweet spot. And it really is as simple as that with these to get that perfect vape that you want, because everybody's different, taste is different. So, everybody likes a different throat hit, flavour, and with these, it's very, very easy to get it set just perfectly the way you want it.
So to go variable voltage, you don't necessarily have to spend hundreds of pounds?
No, you don't have to spend anywhere near that. Variable voltage, you can go variable voltage for just over £20. I mean, for example, that's a 900 milliamp spinner, and that'll retail at £21 to buy it. So £21 you can try variable voltage at a relatively low cost. Perfect introduction. And you'll find as well, most people, once they've tried variable voltage, they don't go back, because nobody wants to go back to 3.4 volts. I mean, or 3.7 volts. They like the 4 volts above vaping. And
it doesn't have to be massive either, because a lot of people think, variable voltage, you have to have something that resembles sort of a filing cabinet in your top pocket.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. I mean, this is what I'm currently using, and this takes an 18650 battery. There is a big difference, a remarkable difference in between the two. You know, you can get just as much enjoyment out of that, in fact probably equal enjoyment out of that as you can out of that.
Fantastic day with Daz at Safercigs, and as you will have seen, people walking through the door buying e-cigs, all friendly, all wanting the advice and able to get it face to face with someone who's really enthusiastic and really optimistic as well about the future of vaping. Absolutely fantastic. I keep saying fantastic, I'm just in such a good mood. It's been a really great experience, and I haven't been that close to that much vaping stuff. I did buy a bit. Daz also was very kind enough to give me some stuff that he's trialling that's going to end up in his store, so those will be on later shows. Now I'm going to drive back enthused. It's 4:30, I'm heading back to Bristol. And it's saying I will be home at 6:15 in the evening, just in time for dinner. Yay! I did get the chance to fill up an iMist. So I'll be putting this through its paces over the next couple of days, because if you've joined this show halfway through, you might realise it's not a normal show because I'm sort of out and about, and also this weekend that you're watching this, Saturday, is my birthday weekend. So sadly I'm not with you in body, but I'm there in spirit, and I hope you're enjoying the show. God knows what it's like, I haven't put it together yet. So yeah, great day with Daz. Safercigs.co.uk, check them out. And if you're in the area or even fancy a little bit of a drive, pop down. You're sure for a lovely time. He's got lots of good stuff, and he's really, really knowledgeable about vaping. You know, he started on the market stalls, started using e-cigs, and then saw that he could sell them. He can sell them because he's enthusiastic and he knows what he's talking about. Ran out of breath then. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to drive, listen to some music, vape on the iMist on the MVP at about 3.8 volts. Seems to be working well now. Hopefully it'll get me home. Lovely.